All right, today I'm going to show you exactly how I built these raised garden beds, and I'm going to show you step by step how I did it so you can build it yourself. Raised bed gardens are great if you've got a small space, a small backyard, a roof, whatever. You can stick a raised bed in just about any spot. You don't have to have a massive amount of land. And the beds don't have to be as big as these. They organize everything, they keep everything looking nice. These beds look really good. And you know, I've got clay soil, so tilling up a spot of land, I would have to amend it with different materials and work those materials in. And I mean, this right here, I can control the soil in these beds and make them exactly what I want. I don't have to till it. I don't have to, you know, the weed pulling is easy because I don't have to get clear down on my hands and knees and do all that work. There's just a myriad of reasons why raised bed gardening is just excellent. So guys, if you're interested in this, we're going to build one right over there where the camera's at, and we're going to get started right now. So the first thing I did was cut 8-foot 2x6s into 4-foot pieces. Then I laid them all out, and I broke out the stain and gave them a coat, making sure to flip them over and do both sides. And then after that dried, I come through and gave it a second coat. I also gave it a third coat after that, but I won't show that. So 3 coats, and then I flipped them up on their sides, and I got all the sides and all the ends and made sure and took care of all of it. Now, one way to save your rollers is to use a piece of aluminum foil, a little trick that I've learned. Just wrap it up and then really tighten the ends down. Make sure that you can keep all the air out. And while your stuff is drying, your roller will stay nice and fresh, and then you're ready to go again. These are just little pieces of 2x4s cut at a 45-degree angle on the top, flat on the bottom. And I put them across the 3 boards to hold them all securely in place and give it some support. Now it's time to prepare the spot that it's going to go. Got a sandbox here we're going to move. Save all this sand, then move all my wood chips out of the way so we can have bare dirt. We bring our pieces up here and lay them out individually, 2 sides, and then bring up 3 2x6s and the little 2x4 pieces. And then I used 4x4 sections for each corner so that I could attach all these 2x6s. Whatever you do, don't use treated lumber in your raised beds. The chemicals they use in the treatment process will leach into your beds and end up in your vegetables, and that's the last thing you want. After you've got the sides all attached, it's time to throw on the ends. So basically we just use the 4x4s and attach the 2x6 to the bottom there, and that gets it nice and stable. Go do the other end, and then just keep adding boards to it as you go. One of the big problems I've heard a lot of people say is that the corners will rot out or let loose over time. So I'm adding these 2x4s to the corners also, just for added support. Once we got the bed all assembled, now it's time to do the hard part. Fill her up with dirt. Trip after trip after trip. Brought the dirt over, dumped her right in there. Now we're using composted horse manure.
And then I'm taking some of that sand from the sandbox and dumping in there, along with some vermiculite, and then using a little electric rototiller that my neighbor let me borrow, and getting it all mixed up and put together. Then we'll come back and add some more horse manure and repeat the process, and so on and so forth.
All right, guys, so that's how I put together my garden bed, step by step. Follow that and you should be all right. So the breakdown is we've got 2x6s, 12 foot along the sides, and then here on the ends, 2x6s that were 8 foot, but I cut them in half and did 3 on each end. So you really only need 3 8-foot 2x4 or 2x6, and cut them in half, and you can use those on the ends. We put a 4x4 piece on each corner so that you have something to screw into. And then these 2x6 or 2x4 pieces, well, I'm getting them all messed up today. 2x4 pieces, cut those at a 45-degree angle, and just for aesthetics, make it look nice. And the rain can kind of run off rather than sit on a flat surface. Prolongs it a little bit. But you basically put those every so often. I put 4 down one side, put 2 on the ends, and then screw into those, and that helps hold all 3 of these 2x6s together. And then I made my own mixture with some horse manure and a couple other things, but you don't have to do that. You can use whatever topsoil you want. It don't matter. So anyway, this bed's been up and running for a few weeks now, and as you can see, I've got green beans going in it. It's also got some weeds growing in it. I haven't went through it yet, but the green beans are coming up in succession, so I'm gonna have a harvest of green beans in a couple weeks off of those over there, and then these will come up in about a month. I'll be harvesting off these, so hopefully I can just keep beans rolling in and we'll get a really good harvest this year. So guys, if you like this kind of stuff, stick around. I've got tons more videos planned, and give me a like and a subscribe if you enjoy my channel. All right, we'll see you on the next one.